Hello everyone, hope all is well and welcome back. So in today's video, I did a little bit of a shopping spree at Superstore and I got a few drugstore products that I was really interested in. I didn't get enough for like a full face or anything. I just got a few things that I was really intrigued by. So I'm going to be using all of those products and some of my drugstore products that I already owned before. I'm really excited for today's video. I think I'm gonna really like the products I picked out. They all seem like products I'm going to really enjoy. So before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. So I already have some moisturizer, SPF, and everything like that down already. I'm just gonna get straight into these products right here. And the first product I'm gonna be going in with is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. And I feel like this was a little bit pricey. This was $17 Canadian. I feel like the drugstore prices here in Canada are like pretty crazy. Okay, so this is gonna give me kind of a warm base, which is really nice. I'm gonna see how this compares to one of my favorite Glotion type products, the Milani one. The fourth ingredient in here is alcohol denat. So I'm not sure about that, and the Milani one doesn't have it at all, so we'll see about that. But it does give a really stunning glow. That looks really nice, and I like how it gives me like a nice warmth to my base as well. So now I'm going to be going in with the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. And I bought this because I thought the packaging was really nice. I am such a sucker for like the millennial pink packaging always. And I also really like the name Skin Milk. I don't know why. I picked up the shade 550 Light Medium, and this one has the dewy finish. I believe they have a matte finish one as well. This was $11 Canadian, so pretty good. I feel like I got a shade that's a little bit deep, but the lighter shade under this was a little bit too pink. So actually that's a pretty good match. So we'll see. I have high hopes for this because I think the marketing was really nice. And I really like it smells nice. It smells like coconut, kind of like an actual natural coconut, not like the fake scent. It feels really nice. It feels like a serum almost. It feels very thin. Let's see the coverage on this guy right here. So it kind of has like a light coverage, which I am happy about. I tend to like that. I just pretty much like to cover up my all over redness in areas, like especially right here. And I like to have like a little bit of an evening property to my bases. But other than that, I don't like a lot of coverage. This is a Royal Langnickel complexion brush, by the way. It comes in a set. It's linked down below with all my other favorite brushes that I used all the time. I really like this finish though. I'm curious to see what it would look like without a glotion underneath as well, just like a moisturizer. But I'm really digging that radiance right now. And after I kind of spread this out with the brush, I go in with a sponge. This one is by ColourPop. Just to even everything out and just pick up any excess. And this step really makes your base look as natural as possible. Wow, okay, that is looking incredible. But I'm gonna give you a nice close-up so you can really see my skin texture and everything like that. I don't use any smoothing filters, as always. Just my natural skin texture. I think this looks very flawless and very natural. And I love the finish. It's so stunning. For my concealer, I'm going to be going in with the Flower Beauty Light Illusion in the shade L3-4 Light. I do really like this concealer. I think it's quite nice. I really like this concealer for days where I need a little bit more coverage. It's a really powerful concealer actually because it's a nice thin formula, but it packs a lot of coverage, which I really love. I don't feel the need to powder in any areas on my face, maybe just a little bit under the eyes. I forgot to pick up a loose setting powder. I would love to know your recommendations. I know the Maybelline Fit Me powder is very popular. I've never tried that, but I would love to know your favorites from the drugstore. But I'm going to be doing my brows off camera as well as setting my under eyes just a touch like I do very often. So I will be right back. Okay, the brows are on. I went for a very fluffy look today. I don't know why, but the two products I used, just in case if you're wondering, one of them is in drugstore and it's the Fenty Brow Pencil, and the other is the Flower Beauty Bubble Brow. I didn't include both of them because one of them you can't get anymore and the other isn't drugstore. I guess I technically just included them. Okay, so now for bronzer, I actually picked up two. I picked up the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in the shade Sunset Striptease. Saucy. And the other one I picked up is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I've actually never tried this. I'm very excited I finally got my hands on this because every time I go to a drugstore, they're all very mangled, or they're just out of stock, or they're in a shade that wouldn't match me. I picked up the shade 6676. I think I want to try this one out today because it's been hyped for so long and I've never ever tried it. I really dislike Physicians Formula's packaging for this because like whoever uses this, it's like a little sponge. Well, at least you get like a mirror on this side, but I'd way rather you get like a mirror right here and then save all this and then have a little compact because this is gonna be so chunky in my drawer. So I'm just gonna be using my Nabla Cheek Shaper to apply this. I feel like my lighting got a little bit bright there, so I just adjusted it so you can see the makeup a little bit better. I understand the hype of this bronzer now. That was so nice and easy to apply. I like how it kind of has like a more creamy texture, like a cream powder texture. So it does apply beautifully and it's very nice and buildable. I do think that this color will suit me a little bit better once I'm a touch more tan. I'm very much in my winter phase right now, so I think this one will suit me a lot better like near the summer. I didn't pick up any highlighters, so I'm going to be going in with one of my favorites, the Milani Strobe Light in the shade 02 Day Glow. I like to kind of spread some on the back of my hand, kind of thin it out a little bit, then take my ring finger as always. This is how I love to apply my cream highlighters. So I apply it with my ring finger to begin with, and I take my middle finger and just kind of blend the edges so I don't add any more product, I just blend what's on there. And really press that and melt that into my other products. And this is a nice one. It does eventually set, but you still get a lot of working time, which is really important to me. But this does set down and it doesn't remain emollient. For my blush, I'm going to be going in with the Flower Beauty Blush Balm in the shade Pinched. I'm really sad because Maybelline just came out with a product kind of similar to this, but in Canada we're a little bit behind. We don't get things as fast as the US. So I'm still waiting on that. I would really love to try those out, but I'm just gonna be using this for today. This one's a nice warm peachy nude shade. More on the orange side, less on the pink side. It's very subtle. So I have two eyeshadow palettes here. I picked up this one from Wet n Wild Glamour Squad palette. I thought it looked exactly like the Anastasia Soft Glam palette without the supporting MLMs. And I also have this Pixie palette, the Eye Reflection Shadow Palette Natural Beauty. This one I did get in PR, but it looks freaking beautiful. It's all cool tones. I don't know which palette I want to use today. I'm very torn. I want to use either one. I feel like maybe this one will be better for today since I have a lot of warm tones on my face today. So I might save this for another cool tone moment soon. This one has a new sticker on it, but I swear I saw someone review this like a year ago. It's been 5 seconds that I've opened this and I have already gouged this shimmer shade with my nails. So I first took this shade right here, the transition shade, into my crease with the Melt 818 brush. This one looks like orange soda from ABH, so it's just like a warm transition shade. And then I'm going to take this shade right here, which has a lot more kickback than the transition one. I don't know, it's a little bit more powdery, I'll show you. Like I just dip into my shadows like that and there's a lot of powder that comes off. So far kind of inconsistent compared to the transition shade because hardly anything came up when I dipped into this. Now I'm gonna go into this smoky shade right here and just kind of pack that onto the outer portion right here. And I think the pigmentation and how it's blending out is pretty remarkable as of right now. Like the depth, and it's building on top of each other very nicely. Like there's no patchiness or anything. They're very nice and creamy shadows. I've never tried any Wet n Wild shadows, but so far I'm quite impressed. I'm just going to move on to my lower lash line right here while we're at it. I'm just going to take that shade that we were just working with. I'm not getting any fallout on my cheeks whatsoever, which is really awesome. And then I think I want to deepen this up even more, because why not? There's a black in this palette and I would really like to test it out. I'm going to take this Sonia Kashuk brush right here. It's linked down below as well. I don't know the name of it anymore, but I'm going to define the outer corner right here with this black, just to really deepen things up and smoke it out, you know the drill. I'm just going to take a little bit of that darker transition shade and bring this into the crease slightly just to really open up my eyes. So far the mattes in here I think perform almost better than the Anastasia. They're so nice and creamy and they just build on top of each other so beautifully, which is one of the struggles I have with some of the Anastasia palettes. I feel like they lift up on each other because they're a little bit more of a dry formula. And for $5, this is insane. For the shimmers, I swatched them all quickly right here. They're all just like sheens. There's no glitter in them at all. I'm kind of eyeing this gold right here in the center. I never really use shades like that, but it's really catching my eye today. So I'm gonna apply it with my finger. There isn't the most dimension in there. It's not my favorite shimmer shadow ever, but for $5, it's nice. It's going on nicely. It's opaque. It's not patchy and it's sticking there, so that's a good sign. And for like the inner portion right here, I'm gonna go in with this lighter shade right here, and I might bring that into the inner corner as well for the inner corner highlight. I'm going to dampen this brush just a little bit, just to see its full potential when it's damp. I'm just curious to see. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. And then I'm just gonna wipe off the brush a little bit and go into that lighter one. Pretty impressive. That looks really, really nice actually. Okay, so I think that's it for the eyes. I'm just gonna catch this one up to speed. And here are the eyes all finished. I am really, really happy with how they turned out. I think this looks exactly like the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia. To be honest, like they look identical. The mattes are definitely my favorite in this palette. We're gonna move on to the lips. I have a few options here. I don't know if the NYX one here is gonna work. It's very cool toned. I think this one would look really great with the Pixie palette. I think that's a little bit too cool toned for this eye look. So I think I'm gonna combine these two. So this is a Pixie lip gloss, the clear lip gloss. Very intrigued by it because you guys know how much I love a good clear lip gloss. And the Maybelline Super Stay, which I really like these. I have the shade Enjoy the View. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this to the center. These are really nice because you can use them as a lip liner or a lipstick, and it has a little sharpener on there just in case if you want to use it as a lip liner. So I love a versatile product, so I think these are awesome. And then I'm gonna layer this lip gloss on top, the Lift Max. Oh, does that mean that this is a plumping one? I think so. It does smell like a plumping lip gloss. Oh boy, we're going to go on an adventure. You don't get a lot of product in here at all. Like once the applicator is out, it's almost half empty. It's not the nicest clear gloss. What I look for in a clear gloss is usually like a really nice pillowy look to them. So I like the ones that kind of go over your lip lines and kind of smoothen them all out. It's not my favorite, and I don't super love plumping lip glosses. I think they're a little bit uncomfortable. But anyways, here is the final look. I think it turned out amazing. I'm pretty impressed with a majority of the products I tried out today. So now I'm gonna get into my final thoughts about the new products I tried out today. All the products I picked out of my collection that I previously had, I still really love. I think they all are amazing. That's why they still remain in my drawers. So first, starting off with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. To be completely honest, I see myself using the Milani Soft Focus Glow a lot more than this L'Oreal one, because this L'Oreal one has more of like a Tin Man vibe to it. Here, let me swatch both of them side by side so you can see the finishes on my hand. They do have a few different shades in the Glotion, so maybe I just picked up a shade that I'm not a super fan of. I also don't really love how there's alcohol denat in here. If you have a drier skin type, this might make you feel drier, which is kind of sad for like a glowy type product. That's not really what you want at the end of the day. So here are the two shades side by side right here. This is the Milani one and this is the L'Oreal one. So the L'Oreal is more like a rose gold, and the Milani one I have in the shade 02 Golden Glow. I see myself reaching for the Milani one over this one. This one, a little too Tin Man-y, like I can really tell that the glow on my forehead is a little bit forced, a little bit fake. Whereas this one is a very natural looking glow. They don't have any like physical glitter or shimmer in there. They're both sheens, but just this one is a little bit more texture enhancing, whereas this one looks a lot smoother to me. And I think that's because this one has hyaluronic acid in there. So I think that just smoothens everything out as well as keeps you a little bit more hydrated. So for this, I think I'll still keep it around. I might still use it. I would recommend the Milani Soft Focus Glow way more than this one. For the CoverGirl Skin Milk, I am super excited about this. I think it was beautiful. It looks absolutely stunning. I'm really excited to test this out without the Lumi Glotion underneath. I'm really interested to see the effect of it on top of a moisturizer or something without any pearlescence to it. So I'll keep you updated on that. But so far, so good. I like how it has a luminous finish, but it doesn't feel emollient or sticky or anything. Like my hair doesn't feel like it's gonna stick to it at all. And the coverage is nice. It's a nice light coverage, but it is a little bit more of a buildable coverage if you would like to. I kind of built it up a little bit more in the center here where I have a little bit of redness right now, but I have very high hopes about this. You will definitely be seeing this on my channel once again. I'm gonna put it right up front on my little acrylic thing that I have on my desk, so I use it a lot more. I think that's my favorite product I tried out today. Next, for my bronzer, I really would like them to come out with a different packaging. Just save the plastic and the storage space, make it more travel friendly, and I'd be so much happier. But speaking on the formulation alone, I think it's a stunning formula. I love how blendable it was. It didn't patch up, it just was super easy to apply, which is awesome. Speaking on tone, I do see myself reaching for this more in the summertime. I think it's a little bit orangey on me as of right now, but that's okay. I'm super pale right now. I really like the way it smells, which is always a nice plus. How many times can I click that thing? I'm annoying myself. For the eyeshadow palette, I think this is an amazing dupe for the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. I do see myself using this a lot. I think the mattes performed the best in this palette. I think the shimmers are workable as well. The mattes really impressed me. Even though that this one had a lot of kickback, it doesn't really matter to me. This palette was $5. I would super recommend this palette, and I do want to pick up more. And then lastly, for the lip gloss, I don't know. Plumping lip glosses are just not my favorite thing. I feel like they always make my throat feel funny. I think it's whatever they add in there to get that plumping effect. And if you look closely, like the little vial inside of this huge packaging is very small. It's pretty much hugging the applicator. So when you take it out, it's like halfway full. So this is the only product I didn't really love. That is all for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please give this video a huge thumbs up. It would help me out so much. I'll make sure to link all the products I used in today's video in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.